Hey, handsome. So I know you're busy doing whatever that is. So I'm sorry to bother you, but I want to ask you a very important question. Just about something particular might relate to me and you. What? No, I. I promise. What? What? Me? Asking stupid questions? I would never do that. I would never purposely come into your room while you're busy doing stuff, to bother you with pointless questions to consume your time. And okay, okay, look, I'll ask the question already. Okay, um, so if I was a worm, hold on. Let me continue. Let me just continue. Okay, hold up. If I was a worm, would you still love me? So what if I've asked you this question a lot of time? Okay, just answer it again. Okay, if you've answered it before, shouldn't that be that big of a deal if you answer it again, perchance, or per se, or whatever? Come on, just answer it. If I was a worm, would you still love me? And would you love me the same, or will you love me less? If I was a worm. What, come on, what do you mean you're not gonna answer? Okay, so I might have lied about not wasting your time, but I'm not wasting your time. You're spending it with me, and I'm asking you very important things. And I'm also giving you a break from your work because you're working so much, doing whatever you're doing, because I don't really understand any of it. But I'm here to provide moral support for you. So that's what I'm good at, okay? I'm not wasting time. I'm like a mascot, okay? I come in, half time, you know, spin a couple batons or glow stick, try to do a couple backflips in a race or something. And yeah, even if I don't win first place, I win the heart of the crowd by being just awesome and being myself and being true to the craft of just being a lovable overall person. So, I might have fibbed a little, but do you love me any less? Exactly. So, answer the question. If I was a worm, would you love me? Come on, just answer. Yes, you would. Okay, you would love me. Okay, what if I was a 9 foot worm? You would love me. Okay, what if I was one of those? What if I wasn't one of those cutesy looking worms? You know what I mean? Like, just like real pristine, looking like they just like spawned in and they're like beautiful or whatever and glistening. They're not like really gross or slimy looking. They look perfect in their environment. Like beautifully crafted, like a painting. I'm not talking about that type of worm. I'm talking like real disgusting, decrepit. Maybe skin even falling off type of worm. Just an absolute mess. I'm talking about that type of worm because that's me. Like I'm a mess physically and mentally. So just if I was, yeah, basically, if I was a mentally ill worm, would you love me if I was a mentally, if I was a mentally ill worm? Okay, I can't continue that. Okay, just would you love me if I was that type of worm? Okay, if I was just had all these imperfections about me. Okay, true. Well, you love me as me with my imperfections, but if I was a worm, if I wasn't capable of doing things, would you like still love me? Would you take care of me? Would you like bring me inside and like make me a fancy like a container, like when you do with like the ants, make an ant farm or something? Like would you do that for me? Like would you put the time and effort to raise this 9 foot decrepit worm? 9 feet is okay. Fair. I'll give you that. Nine feet is is a little excessive for a worm. It's super excessive. But I'm a bit extra, so, you know, I'm like dramatic, like really over the top. I exaggerate everything. And I became a 9 foot worm. So, to match my over the top personality. I think it fits, what can stand out more than a 9 foot worm in the middle of like a pretty field? That's me. Like, I stand out, but not like a beautiful flower in a flower field. I stand out like a 9 foot worm in the field. It's just like you know what I mean. Like, yeah. So you wouldn't love me if I was a 9 foot worm. Okay. So I have to be smaller than that. Fine. Okay, fine. If I was a regular size, still decrepit, skin falling off, and mentally deranged worm, would you love me then? And take care of me and whatever. Okay. Let's see, what else? What else can I become? I don't really know. I wasn't really thinking past the whole, like, worm analogy. But, why? Why would you love me if I was still a worm? That's it's a real question. Why would you love me? You just wouldn't move on. You wouldn't just, like, I don't know, throw me in a river or something and just move on with your life. If I was a regular sized, decrepit, mentally ill worm, you wouldn't just toss me aside. No, you would still love me. I mean, hell yeah, but like, why? Because love is love. Well, I can't really reciprocate the love back as a worm. Well, maybe I could, but I don't think you would want me to. It would be really gross. Just like slithering all over you. That's really gross. That's a gross image now. I hate myself for imagining that. Oh, no, trust me. I don't hate myself for wasting your time. Because I'm not wasting your time. Like, again, we're spending it together, and I'm asking really important stuff here, for science and purpose and research. Like, this is important. This is big stuff. You know what I mean? But what else? What if I was? You know what? I'm just gonna stop. I'm gonna stop. Like, I'm not gonna go that far. Okay, like, a worm. Genuinely, question aside, worms are sometimes pretty gross, and I think a lot of people don't really want to touch them or imagine them or whatever. So I feel like that's like the most normal, grossest thing that people can find. Is like, would you love me if I was still a worm? So I honestly think it's a question the oldest time. Man, it's like it's probably up there with like the Shakespeare novels, like Romeo and Juliet, Yeah, I think it's just a classic question. I bet like what's the oldest people I can think? I bet the caveman were even thinking about that. Like, would you love me if I was a worm? And I was like, well, we eat worms, so if you were a worm, I would probably eat you. And like, if you consider that any form of love, then I guess I still love you. I can't imagine how these type of questions would have gone back then as cavemen. But yeah, I love the fact that you would love me if I was still a worm. Ooh, what if I know what? Wow, God, tongue twister. What if I was an eldritch being, just like couldn't comprehend, just like it was just all this like almighty powerful thing that even knowing about me would melt your mind. Well, that throws my argument out the window. If you knew about me, your mind would melt. So then you really wouldn't. You wouldn't be able to love me because you can't know about me because you'll die. But just know if you were an eldritch being, I would definitely love you. I would sacrifice my own mind for you just to know about your presence, to be able to love you for however long I have left before my brain like falls into mush or whatever. Just know I would do that for you. I would sacrifice that for you. But also, would the testament make more sense or be stronger if I did stay alive and didn't like know you? See, now it's just like this is like all type of stuff, but like I have like more. I have a bunch I can ask you. You want to go back to working? Why? This all there is nowadays. It's just working and working, working. Right? Can't we be a little silly or something? You know? It's just a random question. You know, I'm here to take your mind off things for a little bit. Unless you were like on a really good part that you were almost done, like after you have cracked it, and now I would feel super bad. So I hope you weren't. You weren't? Okay, good. I don't feel as bad for coming here and wasting your time. But yeah, I just wanted to know. I wanted to know if you would love me if I was a worm. I was genuinely questioning. What brought it up? I was just watching this video about like people taking care of animals. Well, a worm is. I feel like you can have worms as pets if you're really into that. But wait, don't people really have worms for like to feed birds and stuff, and for bait as fishing? So I mean, unless you're like using it for a purpose, I don't think you would keep a full tank of worms. Ugh, I need to stop imagining these things. It's making my night worse. But fine, okay. To each your own. You know, I'm not gonna judge. But fine, I'll leave you to your work. I'm sorry, and yeah, I'm sorry for wasting your time. I just really had to know, and pray that I don't turn into a worm, because you will have to take care of me, because you said you would. You still love me if I was a worm, so pray that I never turn into a worm, because it's gonna be messy. It's gonna be a nightmare for you, and but I do pray you turn into Eldritch being, because that would be super cool. Okay, I'm leaving. I'm sorry. I love you. Say it back. You love me too. Hello? Seriously? Fine. Anyways, whatever. Good luck on what you're working on.